Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's SIG network meeting. Today is January 12th. Just share the meeting notes in the chat. Feel free to add your names to the attendees. Let's start with the agenda. So, first thing on the agenda is VEPs, VEP 21. Neil, do you want to discuss it?
So yes, Web 21, this phase of Web 21 is past beta, moving past from network binding plugin to a core binding. And we have multiple PRs in progress. The main one is now in work, which is the actual implementation. We already completed the one that makes the API changes, but that one is deliberately on hold until we finish the whole thing because we don't want to introduce API changes without the full functionality. So it's going to wait for the implementation to be completed.
Thank you. Any things that you need to, sorry for the noise, any obstacles that you have that we need to solve in other channels, like in other
In other PRs, and no, I have a few follow-ups for optimizations, but they're not crucial for this functionality.
Great, thank you very much. Web 106 is also your.
Yes, that one hasn't started yet. It's the decoupling of network attachment definition. So, just in a nutshell, I'll explain what it does today for secondary networks. KubeVirt Virt controller queries the network attachment definition CR of the secondary network to find out if it has any custom resources that it needs to set up on the node, and there is already a tool that knows how to do that, an external tool by the Kubernetes network plumbing group that's called Network Resources Injector. So what we're going to do is basically perform a replacement, and instead of using the query from KubeVirt, we're going to rely on that external tool. Now, the reason that we're doing it is in order to decouple the network attachment definition code from KubeVirt so that we would not depend on it directly. And that entails deprecation of that piece of code. So it also has an impact on users that will need to be aware that they need to install the network resources injector.
Great, thank you very much. And we have also Web 111 that is also yours.
Web 111 attempts
I'm
to
sorry,
put in.
it's mine, but you have implemented it.
Yeah. Yeah. So Web 111 is an attempt to get rid of old code that we have in the system that assigns ordinal names to secondary networks. It actually, so for a long time now, we've refrained from doing so, and we have a new mechanism in place that names the secondary networks according to a hashing naming scheme. The problem is that we still need to support old VMs that were started in much older versions, and they still have the ordinal naming scheme. So we're going to implement a hook in upgrade, and once the upgrade to version 1.8 will take place. Those old VMs, we're going to swap their interface names in the pre-migration hook and replace the ordinal naming scheme with hash naming scheme, the modern naming scheme, and that will enable us within 2 versions, I think, to be able to delete the original naming scheme code, which is pretty messy and it'll clean up our code base a great deal once we are able to remove the ordinal naming scheme code.
And the underlying infrastructure of VEP 141 wasn't merged yet, right?
No, not yet. VEP 141 is the PR that enables the or implements a framework for the pre-migration folks. So we rely on it, and we need it to be. We hope that it will be implemented before that will be merged before we can start the implementation.
Great, thank you very much. The next VEP is VEP 140. It was approved. There is a little PR to update the approved VEP. There was also the beginning of an implementation made by Ananya, which is out for now. There is also VEP 148 by RAM. It was not yet approved, but an exception was filed. Let's see what will happen with this one. Until then, there is a part of this PR that we can try to review. It is part of the VEP, but we can also take it independently. It will solve one of the issues that we're going to talk about next. It's about MAC addresses of SRIOV VFs. With regards to VEP 168, the VEP overall looks good, but it was submitted almost by the date of the VEP freeze, and the author didn't file for an exception. So I can only assume they are okay with moving it into V1.9. And the last one is VEP 10 with regards to adding support for SRIOV with the array. Eddie, can you please share a few words about it?
The only thing that we can say is that the Web 10 is like the parent web for all the array integrations into Overt, and the network part is also should be part of it as well, because it needs to be considering all the way other components are doing, like not the components, other API like CPUs, memory, NUMA. So we need to be aligned with everyone else and see that we are it plays well. That's why we have it there. And there is work now and POC done in regards with SROV. That includes DRA drivers for the SROV. What is the agreed API there, like what you need to input there, what is the format. So the format, for example, is based on the CNI spec. Should it use network attachment definition yet, or shouldn't it use it? All kind of this level.
Does it have a
Yeah,
target version, as far as you know?
I don't. It will not be in the 1.8. That's for sure. It's not. It's very premature. There was no. I don't think that was an approval for this work, and I'm not. I don't think it has focus for this. But the priority for it is probably will be much higher in 1.9 if we'll be able to do some things as preparation for in the current version. I don't know. Maybe it can be done because some work is totally external. Like it can ride on things that exist.
External, do you mean like in Kubernetes or in the networking working, plumbing working?
I think it's, for example, in the Multus project, or not in the Multus, but in the SRV operator project, they are creating a DRA driver there to do this, to support the same. So that work exists and that work is experimented. So they experiment with that in KubeVirt. But if there will be a need to have this integration in our API, I think there was a web about it, right? There was a web in order to add not a web, sorry, there was an issue opened to add an API field, right, in network. So that one is not approved, so I don't think that one will get in, but I think that is the direction.
Great, thank you very much. Anything else with regards to VEPs? Okay, so let's move on. First issue that we have is this one. It's from Ananya about omitting private IP addresses to report. We, for example, report in some of the tests the IPv6 address that we use for testing, and it causes a bit of confusion. Not something with high priority for now. Another thing is this one, the SRIOV VMI status shows duplicate interfaces when the MAC address in the spec is not filled. This will be handled by the PR, by the first PR that RAM submitted for VEP 148. So if you have the time, please look into it. And the last one is an issue about a flake. Nir, is this flake still happening? Like, do we still see it?
I'm looking into it. I don't even remember what it is.
We don't have to do it like right away. Feel free to
Okay.
take it offline. Okay, next thing. This is a PR from Benyat for VEP 127. So it had one cycle of reviews from you, Nir, and from Ananya. And he answered, and we need to have another look and move it forward.
He wrote here that he resolved the conversation because he thought they were properly addressed. So what does that mean for me as a reviewer? I need to validate that, no?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue. The next one is RAMs. It's about fixing the issue that we just saw for SRIOVs with their MAC addresses. Okay, so that's it with the agenda. Anything else anyone wants to raise? Great. So have a nice rest of the day and see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.